Outlander Season 7 has officially set the stage for the spin-off series Outlander, Blood of My Blood. After a year-long wait, Claire and Jamie's story is finally back with the mid-season premiere, beginning with Outlander Season 7, Episode 9. The Part 2 episode picks up with Claire, Jamie, and young Ian's return to Scotland while Roger and Buck Mackenzie head through the stones in search of Jemmy. Roger believed that he had landed somewhere around 1776, and it seemed for a moment he would be reunited with Jamie in Lallybroch. Of course, it didn't work out that way. After traveling through the stones and returning to Lallybroch, Roger realized that he had instead traveled to the late 1730s. Up to this point in Outlander, Claire, Roger, and Brianna had only traveled between two parallel points in history. Of course, there were indications that someone could travel to virtually any time, as demonstrated by J-List Duncan's jump from the 1960s to before the historical Battle of Culloden. However, the central crew of Outlander seemed to be more or less tethered between Jamie's present and its correlating point in the future, until now. Outlander Season 7, Episode 9 introduced Roger to Brian Fraser, Jamie's father. Brian previously only appeared in flashbacks. Brian Fraser cropped, 1. When Roger knocked on the door of Lallybroch in Outlander Season 7, Episode 9, he expected to be greeted by Ian Murray. However, he was instead met by a very much alive Brian Fraser, Jamie's father, who was laird until his death some years before Claire's first arrival in the past. Andrew Whipp returns to Outlander to play Brian, who had previously been shown in flashbacks. However, this is the first time Jamie's father has been depicted in real-time interacting with characters from the future. This is pretty significant timing since Brian will be the main character of his own Outlander series. Brian Fraser will be a primary character in Outlander, Blood of My Blood. Jamie's parents are the focus of the Outlander spin-off. Harriet Slater as Ellen Mackenzie and Jamie Roy as Brian Fraser holding hands in Outlander, Blood of My Blood. The Outlander spin-off series, Outlander, Blood of My Blood, will follow a young Brian Fraser as he falls in love with Jamie's mother, Ellen Mackenzie. Audiences will get to know these characters as never before, which is why Brian's introduction in Outlander Season 7 is so meaningful. It's a chance to see who he is outside of Jamie's perspective, thus generating interest in Brian's character before Outlander, Blood of My Blood dives fully into his story. Of course, this isn't exactly the version of Brian Fraser that will lead the spin-off since Blood of My Blood will be set a little further in the past. Whipp plays Brian after the death of his wife, Ellen, and nearing the end of his own life in Outlander Season 7, Episode 9. Outlander, Blood of My Blood will be set decades prior, around 1716, and Brian will instead be played by Jamie Roy. The spin-off will feature a young and dashing version of the character, but this makes Whipp's portrayal in Outlander Season 7 all the more valuable. The mature, self-assured, seasoned, but also clearly fatigued version of Brian seen in this mid-season premiere will contrast beautifully with his counterpart in Blood of My Blood, allowing for an immediately dynamic character right out of the gate. Could more Outlander, Blood of My Blood characters appear in Outlander's final seasons? Outlander's ending has a chance to further set up the spin-off. Outlander has only a season and a half left to go before it comes to a close, and filming for all these episodes has already been completed. Outlander, Blood of My Blood has also finished filming its first season, though no official release window has been revealed. Still, judging by this information, it certainly seems that these two series are coordinating with one another. The story of one will surely work to set up that of the other, so just as Whipp's Brian Fraser has been brought to the screen in Outlander Season 7, it's likely that other Blood of My Blood characters will appear as well. Roger's time-traveling adventures in Outlander Season 7 and perhaps Season 8 seem like the most obvious way that this could happen. If he attempts to go through the stones again, he could end up further in the past, perhaps landing in the time that Blood of My Blood is set. Additionally, Roger could find himself in the early 1900s, when he could meet Claire's parents, Henry and Julia, who will be played by Jeremy Irvine and Hermione Caulfield, respectively, in Outlander, Blood of My Blood. Of course, only time will tell, but it would be interesting to see Outlander put further effort into establishing these new characters.